I put 10 of the greatest Intercontinental Champions in a Gauntlet match to see which one of these wrestlers comes out on top. Entrant number 1 is the Macho Man Randy Savage. One of the longest reigns in the title's history behind the Honky Tonk Man and Gunther. And his biggest notable feud was, of course, against Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, which led to that iconic match and Savage lost the title. Entrant number 2 is the Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warrior is a 2-time Intercontinental Champion, winning it from Honky Tonk Man in 31 seconds, then losing it to Rick Rude, getting it back, and then winning a unification match of sorts against Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 6, and then after that, I don't know what the fuck happened to the Warrior. He fell off hard. The first two competitors, Macho Man Randy Savage versus the Ultimate Warrior. Let's get this match started. So Macho Man starts off with the Jawbreaker and tries to get Warrior in the corner, but he dodges whatever he was going to do. Savage with an elbow to the head, a stun gun, and another elbow. Goes for a cover, it doesn't even get a 1 count. Warrior then gets arm dragged down and rolls out of the ring, trying to escape. But Savage calls up Warrior for a suicide dive, but Warrior dodges and Macho Man crashes hard. Randy Savage counters a punch from the Warrior and gets him back in the ring. Warrior takes down Savage with a power slam, but Randy small packages him for a 1 count. Randy Savage misses a knee and Warrior grabs him for a big gorilla press, but Savage counters it into a roll-up, and both men proceed to trade roll-ups with one another. A big power slam, and then the second big splash by the Ultimate Warrior ends the Macho Man's night, and now it's time for the third man to enter. Entrant number 3 is Rob Van Dam. RVD is a 6-time Intercontinental Champion, and his longest reign was for about 63 days, which is kind of pitiful, but you know what? He was the Intercontinental Champion of our childhood, so let's give him some credit. And he was also the WWE Champion at the time, but then he lost it because he got busted for weed. RVD monkey flips the Ultimate Warrior and goes for a punch, but Warrior screams and no-sells it into a gorilla press slam. Warrior hits multiple suplexes and a running knee to RVD. A 1031 and a big splash almost ends RVD's night, but he hangs in there still. Warrior hits a big deadlift slam, a clothesline, and looks for the big splash, but RVD gets out of the way. RVD tries to run, but Warrior catches him into a slam. RVD counters and does a savate kick to the Warrior, and then goes to the top, follows it up with a 5-star frog splash in the cover, but only gets a 2 count. Warrior snake eyes RVD on the turnbuckle and pins him for the 3. Wow, I hope Warrior doesn't win this thing, because that would really suck. Entrant number 4 is Shawn Michaels, who's had 3 Intercontinental Championship reigns, with his longest being at 202 days. His first reign started by defeating the British Bulldog, and then of course, some of the biggest moments were the ladder match between Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels to become the undisputed Intercontinental Champion. Ultimate Warrior locks on a bear hug, and then the big Warrior splash from out of nowhere, but Shawn kicks out. Warrior goes for another gorilla press, but Shawn rolls him up and only gets a 2 count. Warrior hits his big comeback moment, and then another big gorilla press slam, but Shawn again kicks out. Warrior then shoulder blocks Shawn Michaels down, and another Warrior splash, but still Shawn kicks out. Warrior then chops HBK into the corner, but Shawn then catches Warrior into a pinfall and eliminates him from the match. Yay, get the out of here. Entrant 5 in this gauntlet is Jeff Hardy, who has held the Intercontinental Championship 5 different times, and the longest reign was 191 days. The reign might not be that, impressive, but I mean, he's Jeff Hardy. I mean, this guy was kind of like a golden goose of the Intercontinental title during the late 2000s. But unfortunately, Jeff has had his personal demons, and he has been released multiple times from the WWE, but still, he's still one of the most beloved wrestlers of today. Shawn punches down Jeff Hardy, but Hardy hits a flying DDT and he pins him. Wow, really? That's it? Huh, damn. Sorry, Shawn. Entrant 6 in this match is Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is a 9-time Intercontinental Champion, the most in history. That also means he has the most L's in history, so take that for what you will. His longest reign was 111 days, which again, really isn't that impressive, but he's Chris Jericho. But unfortunately, Chris Jericho kind of sucks these days, but this was when he was good, trust me. And not, well...
I am the learning tree!
An atomic drop and then another leg drop combo by Jeff Hardy. He then hits a forearm and dropkick in the corner. Jeff goes to the top and a crossbody off the top rope, and then hits another springboard crossbody. Jeff then hits a Northern Lights suplex, but then Jericho rolls him up. Hardy then clotheslines him, and big arm drag by Jeff. Goes for a cover, only gets a 2. Jeff Hardy then grabs Jericho and then nails him with an alley-oop bomb. And then does another flying DDT, which leads to the big swanton. Can he get the cover? Unfortunately, he does not. Jericho then does a springboard clothesline and then a twist of fate by Hardy. So Jeff goes back to the top rope. He goes for the swanton, but he misses, and then Jericho hits him with a shock treatment. Jericho back suplexes Hardy down and then picks him up for a German suplex. Off the ropes from Jericho into the Judas effect, goes for a cover but gets a 2. Codebreaker by Jericho, but fails at going for a cover for some reason. Jeff locks on a submission hold, but it doesn't work out, and Hardy misses an off the top turnbuckle dropkick. Then Jericho is able to lock on the Lion Tamer, and Hardy taps out and he's eliminated. Entrant number 7 is Pat Patterson.
Pat Patterson is the first ever Intercontinental Champion in history, winning it back in 1979. He won the belt, held it for about 233 days, and then lost it, and then never won the title again. Like, he was done. Patterson is more known for 2 things. Number 1, being like the right-hand man of Vince McMahon back in the 90s and 2000s, and the other, well, Ring Boy scandal. And if you don't know what that is, go look it up. It's bad. Pat Patterson gets in and gets back body dropped by Jericho, and then Jericho hits a German suplex that leads into the big comeback moment. Jericho hits a powerbomb but fails to learn that the rope breaks count, so it broke up. Jericho locks on the walls of Jericho, but then he lets go for some reason. Patterson recovers, takes Jericho down, and does a springboard moonsault, and then goes for a corner moonsault but falls flat on his face. Patterson throws Jericho up for a knee, and then a kick to the head. Pat dies for the worst double foot stomp I've ever seen, and he got him out. He actually eliminated him off that. That's fucking sad. Entrant number 8 of this match is the Reign General Gunther. Gunther has only been Intercontinental Champion 1 time in his career, but that went on to be one of the most dominant and longest reigns in the belt's history at a whopping 666 days as champion, defeating the Honky Tonk Man's record, and is probably the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. Now he's the World Heavyweight Champion, and that reign's probably going to last for like 3 or 4 years. So now Gunther is here, and Gunther comes in and slams Pat Patterson down, but Pat Patterson gets back up with a springboard crossbody and a feast your eyes to the Ring General. He somehow gets a 2 off of a feast your eyes. I've never in my life would have thought he would have done that. So then Gunther then hits a German suplex, and a Gunther bomb takes Patterson out of the equation. Entrant number 9 in this main is Ravishing Rick Rude. He had 1 reign as Intercontinental Champion and it lasted for about 148 days. He won the championship by defeating the Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania 5 with the help of his manager. He's one of the more iconic characters and just a dastardly heel of the 90s. Gunther gets Rick Rude on his shoulders, but Rick gets out of it, and both men trade counters before going to the outside. Gunther hits a big drop kick and then gets him back in the ring. Gunther hits many shots to the back and a big lariat, barely getting a 1 count, before disrespecting Rick Rude and slamming him down. Gunther goes for a cover and gets a quick 2, and after hits a Gunther bomb that takes Rude out of the Gauntlet match. And the final entrant is the Honky Tonk Man. Honky Tonk Man is known for like one thing and one thing only, being Intercontinental Champion. But not just that, being the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion for 30 years. He kept that record at 454 days before it was broken by Gunther. And that's basically it. That's all he's known for, being the Intercontinental Champion, longest reign for like 30 years. Like, I don't know anything else about this guy except that. It's kind of sad, but that's legitimately all he's known for. Well, this is it, Honky Tonk Man. You gotta do it. Can Honky Tonk Man beat Intercontinental... Can Honky Tonk Man beat the best Intercontinental Champion? Guess we'll find out. Honky Tonk Man attacks Gunther and is able to stun him before Gunther hits an elbow to stop him. Gunther grabs him and snake eyes him in the corner before doing a big ass splash on the Honky Tonk Man. Gunther locks on a guillotine chokehold, but the Honky Tonk Man gets out of it. Back body drop by Honky Tonk Man, and he takes the turnbuckle pad off before Gunther grabs him for an Emerald Fusion. Honky Tonk Man kicks out of this, and then a big drop kick by Gunther, and Gunther goes for another big ass splash that gets avoided, and then Honky Tonk Man does the shake, rattle, and roll.
but unfortunately gets stopped by a rope break. A diving punch off the top rope by the Honky Tonk Man leads him to hit another shake, rattle, and roll, but again, the ropes break it up. My god, what a Dumbo. Gunther then rebounds with a knee to the head and misses a big boot before another knee by Gunther and a powerbomb win Gunther the match. Gunther wins the Gauntlet, proving himself to be the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. And it's not the Honky Tonk Man. Go fuck yourself. Anyways, that's it. So, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.